Oh, get ready, get ready, get ready. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, yeah, it's me. It's your boy, the Louisiana Country Boy, coming at you live internationally. Wait a minute, I'm going to say it one more time. Coming at you live internationally. Ooh, that's a big old word for the old country boy, internationally. Look at here. Oh, look here. Old country boy gonna tell y'all. I'm just Tickle Pink over here. I am Tickle Pink. Y'all know I don't do no introduction. But look, I got my passport. I am international tonight. That's right. That's right. I done did it. I done did it. International. Yeah. But I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna tell y'all this. I have a fantastic gentleman on the show tonight. I ain't gonna I'm gonna pump him up. Cause I got me a CEO. I'm gonna say I got me a CEO on the show tonight. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. This man right here is the CEO of CCC. Yeah, y'all can Google it. You can Google it if you want to. CCC. That's right. And he gonna tell you all about it or whatever he wants to tell you, because he is the special guest chef tonight. So, without further ado, that's my new word, Richard. Without further ado, as I always say, sit back, relax, put on your headgear. Oh, Richard, CEO, put something in their ear. Have your way, my friend.
I am speechless, Donnie. I've done almost close to 100 podcasts. That is undoubtedly the greatest introduction I've ever heard. I thank you so much, sir. That was trumpets and a red carpet.
Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you coming. I thank you so much for the table is humbled to have you. It is indeed an honor, and I'll say thank you. So look. Old country boy, I'm gonna shut my mouth. I'm all excited, palms all sweaty and things. It's like meeting the president. But I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna let you have your way, sir. You know what? You introduce yourself. You are the chef. I'm gonna just sit here and be ready to eat. I was ready. I ain't ate nothing all day. I said Rich is gonna come cook tonight, so we gonna eat what Rich is cooking tonight.
Well, I really appreciate you extending that Southern charm. And, we have a Northeast Philadelphia guy hanging out with a Southern guy. So let's see where this goes tonight.
All right, well, just send me one of them old Phillies cheesesteaks. I tell you, I like them things.
Just remember one thing, my friend. You got to put whiz on it. I don't like when people put provolone or mozzarella.
All right. That works. I can do that.
But this is great. We're old men, white beards, a lot of wisdom to share. And your audience, it's very funny off the podcast as well. When we're off the air, we were just talking about such incredible things about our lives and our family.
Yes.
And we were sharing some intimate details just to get to know one another. But we have so much in common. We are on the same page. Our goal is just to elevate and uplift others by passing forward what was taught to us by our beautiful and incredible parents and grandparents. And so I guess we're just going to be passing along some of that wisdom with some fun stories too.
Hey, there it is. You know what, Richard, I think that, and I said this and I share this with you, that's one of the most important things. And I think we a lot of us got away from it is about sharing that. It's about, at some point people thought that the way that they was brought up was terrible, and it was like, oh, well, I don't want to talk about that. But, I look at it like this for my parents, as I was coming up, they could only give me what they had to give. They couldn't teach me, about how to drive a spaceship because they'd never driven one. That's right. But what they could do was give me the tools that they had for me to be a better person. And I think that if we mostly embrace that and start embracing, it wasn't that they was bad. They gave us what they had. And if each person, somehow we just went like, I don't want to talk about it. But we wouldn't. I know I wouldn't for sure be where I am today if they hadn't poured into me.
Well, it's wonderful when your family believes in you and encourages you. Now, they won't let you run wild, and get in too much trouble. But when they saw that you were gravitating towards something that was positive, if it was education, your studies, your athletics, your friends, or what you have done with this amazing podcast, naturally you get that sort of momentum, and your family supports you on that, even though they've never done it. They don't even know how to start it. But the fact that we are representing our families in the best light, I think it's a beautiful thing.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Well, look, just shoot us about yourself, Richard. I mean, they already know about me. I'm just the old country boy like eat, hot oil cornbread and collard greens. But but that's just me. I might even eat a pig feet or two. But that's just me. But be like I said, it's your show. Look, it's just your show. What they call it, facilitator. I'm just a facilitator.
Actually, you and I are splitting this pizza tonight. Don't worry. I'm not taking that extra slice, and I don't double dip either in the sauce. Just don't double dip. But no, my story, it's got some twists and turns. I didn't fall into the trap of predisposition opinions or someone setting a career for me. When I graduated high school at Abington in 1991, I decided to double down on my favorite class, which was Spanish. I didn't go law or medicine. I didn't go Ivy League. I was a dreamer. I was somebody that knew that I didn't want to be in a certain box without walls. If I had to do homework for the rest of my life, I wouldn't be on this podcast smiling. I'd be depressed somewhere. But I decided to follow through on humanities, and by speaking a second language opened so many doors. And when I was 27, my friend, I had an opportunity to move to Central America, to Costa Rica, north of Panama and south of Nicaragua. I was only supposed to come down for 2 months and work at a friend's call center just to teach English. Well, as I mentioned, if you can get past your parents' guilt, you can live anywhere in the world. So I wanted to take this 1 in a million opportunity that crossed my path. I could have always come home. Right. But when I came here, I was speechless in regards to just first being in Central America paradise. But when I was at my friend's call center, I was seeing these bilingual individuals that were on the phones and being creative in the art of speech that I was enticed. And I saw certain areas, my friend, where I could give them their dignity. I could show empathy. Mm-hmm. And by working with the people, not starting as a C-level executive, once again, I was able to see what it was like. Right. And when I had the chance in my mid-30s, with impulse control, maturity, and enough finances to throw my hat in the ring, I decided to go for it. And my wife and I started this business, and through just the stars being aligned and some grit and determination, I'm pretty much celebrating almost my 15th year in business. Wow. We feed over 100 families a month. And that to me is the greatest reward. Money always comes. And trust me, gold and jewels, they lose their luster. You look for other things in life to inspire you. And if you can give, a lot of the times it will come back 3 or 4 times and assist you.
That's so true. And to leap out there and take that step of faith. And what you're saying is money can't buy. Money can't buy the things that you're talking about. As far as treating people with dignity, money can't buy that. That's
something myself with dignity,
right? And that's something that's internal, And I wish that more people could grasp that. Your character. That's what it says. The first time that you and I talked, and I told you, look, I can do an email all day, but I need to see the person face to face, and that's just me. There's so much that you can gain from just having a conversation with a person, just an open, honest conversation. It doesn't have to be about business or anything else, but it just has to be about knowing the person's character, what this person is about. And
these people need the self-reliance, Donnie. They need self-confidence. You say you wish more people were like this. They always had it in them. But one day you have to leave the castle to slay the dragon and save the princess. When are you going to begin? Right. When are you going to have a coming of age moment, Don, that changes your trajectory of life? So everything after that just builds on that sort of positive momentum. And so you can't force it. You can't hit the ball and drag Johnny. But maybe through your example or tapping in is what you and I have done to certain areas of interest. you could unlock that sort of potential. There's a lot of naysayers, my friend, people that will be gray believers and tell you you can't do it. I'm not telling you to be egocentric or selfish,
Right.
but it's better off to live your life
Mm.
than live a life of others.
Yes, yes, yes. That's and it's so freeing. For me personally, it is so freeing to be able to just be who I am. And I
Mhm.
tell people, just be who you are. Be who you are. I did an old shirt, Richard. I did a shirt. It says, just be who you are because everybody else is already taken. You can't be nobody else. They're already taken. And if people would understand that and just be, because I believe each and every one of us with 100% of me has a gift inside of them. And I'm not finna try to get Richard's gift because that's not my gift. But I do have something that's mine. And I think each and every person has that. And to be just, for me, again, if we just humble ourselves and we just kind of, I don't know, maybe some people call me crazy. I just believe in love and everybody, unconditional love. I believe in forgiveness.
Mhm.
Those things right there, them two right there, unconditional love and forgiveness, man, look here, it goes, it goes. And I don't do it because I'm looking for something to come back.
Right.
Too many people say, well, I did this, and but they did. If you looking and you're keeping a skull count, you're gonna lose the game. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna lose the game because what happens, and I have seen it personally. If I'm looking for it to come, well, I did this for Richard. Richard ain't. But over here, you got 100 coming, but you ain't looking at that 100. You still waiting on Richard. I'm gonna get sit here and wait for Richard. That's what I know. That, and we miss it. We miss it. We just
As I'm saying, and we were talking before, a lot of it are personal issues
yes.
that people may need to get through. Maybe they haven't met a best friend yet, or a mentor, or
Mm,
somebody like yourself that calls the balls and the strikes and will be forthright with somebody and tell them that they need to step up to the plate or to stop overextending yourself and relax a little bit. It's people need to be a little bit more open and
yes.
to give that sort of feedback that they need. But I think it's a wonderful thing that you're not looking for anything in return. Hopefully it's reciprocal, but it's amazing what a compliment would do to somebody, or even as simple as opening a door for someone and allowing them to walk first. There's no pushing or shoving. And I like to ask for clarification with people instead of trying to ask them to repeat it or to give a certain opinion. It's better off today to use a little bit more diplomatic and strategic vocabulary because sometimes people can get offended. How
Right.
about this? You said you wanted to see me face to face, and I couldn't wait to meet you. A lot of the correspondence was via email, which was still as colorful as it is now. Right? But a lot of this stuff could be misinterpreted,
Right.
the
Right.
tone, the vocabulary. And so it's so important to keep communication skills open and
Yes.
not just resort to texting and emailing because it really takes away from the relationship building. And you're reaching thousands. So look at the sort of influence that you have. And so I just hope people with that sort of responsibility that do have so many followers and people that listen to them, that they take that responsibly because it really can have an effect on people that watch that material.
Yes. Yes. And that's for me, like I say all the time, I use this platform is just to be open and honest and transparent. And it,
Mhm.
it has been a true blessing that when people have come, anybody that's come, I don't pressure anybody and be like, oh, well, this is what you got to talk about. I open it, and that's why it's called table talk. For me, table, when you're sitting around the table, you're eating, that's where you're most comfortable. That's where you can just sit and you can just have a conversation and you're open and you're honest and you're transparent because you got a piece of chicken in your mouth and you're eating and you ain't worried about what no, but that's where it is. And that's for me. That's to get back to that. I wish that we all could get back to that place where we're not so confined where we're not so locked in to I don't want to hear what you got to say because you don't say what I agree with. I never thought that it was wrong for me to listen to somebody just because I don't agree with it. Because yeah, at a certain point we all think a certain way. But when you're open enough to be able to, I'm gonna just hear your side. Because guess what? Because I say at the end, I never thought of that. Because I was so locked into believing what I would want to believe that I didn't have an opportunity to open my mind to hear what others had to say. And I think a lot of people have turned that way. And that's unfortunate.
It's impulse control. Either their ego is bruised or they're trying to shove in their point to make their point. If it's me and it's not a one and a done, but I'm going to see you tomorrow, why don't you do all the talking? I'll just take the notes so I can calm down. And then the next day I can come back to you with a level head and prioritize and ask for clarification or to add something,
right,
or to take away something. And it just doesn't have to be in the moment. As they say, let me sleep on it. Let me take a walk on it. If it's something that's emotional, you should take the time out till tomorrow. If it's fun, then all night long, just share ideas. But I miss, and I remember about my childhood, the 70s and 80s, when we didn't have the computer and we didn't have the cell phones, and a lot of the families didn't allow you to have a TV in the dining room. And so when we would have our family dinners with grandma and grandpa and the cousins and my family, sure, the kids could participate a little bit, but we're listening to everything. No one's distracted. No one's leaving the table.
right.
Long dinners, passing around the food. It's filling our bellies and just having very kind conversations. And most of them really were about passing along that wisdom.
Yes.
Or when my grandparents and parents were telling stories for us to learn lessons. And I treasure those. Today, people are on their phones, on watching TV, or just flat out not having these sort of family dinners.
Right.
And you're talking about eating, but it's also, remember, break fast. You're breaking the fast. So it's almost your health. Right. And you're sharing this spirituality with people by sharing food and breaking bread. And at this call center, it's important for me to have pizza or popcorn or other sort of things where even if it's something small, the fact that you and I are sitting together and I hand it to you and we're having some popcorn together, that solidifies relationships.
Yes.
That's why you toast the wine. I mean, I believe in these sort of traditions. Some people take it lightly just for a meal. Imagine if it was the only one time you had a chance to have dinner with somebody. Not only did we treat them, but extra cheese, the drinks, desserts, and you realize when it's all said and done that you gave them the best dinner they ever had in the best company. And it's such a pleasure to give that sort of gift. And I enjoy that. I'd rather give food than money.
That was good.
It was really good. There's no conversation. We're not even talking. Hey, but check it out. In Costa Rica, this culture, I'm sure it's around your neighborhood. When you're invited somewhere, usually they give you a big plate. A lot of times they're going to give you a second plate, and you can't turn that down. You have to be sometimes even a third plate. And so I like being fed and I like serving as well. And it's just, it's so complimentary here because my mother-in-law, my suegra, all she wants to do is feed me. It's great. When you go to that house, you're getting a great meal.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.